morning,
Good
Dodo.
morning. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good, good.
You're fine too?
I'm very good, very good.
Nice.
Excited about today?
Yeah, very.
Good. I'm Donald Kelly and I'm a local guide here in the Killashandra area, County Cavan, which is in the Ulster province of Ireland. There are many lakes in Cavan, all the surrounding areas. We have up to between 300 to 500 lakes.
That's a lot.
That is a lot of lakes. There are some very big systems, but there are also some very small little lakes, which here is an example of one that's right behind us.
How deep are they?
The smaller lakes tend to be in the region between 2 to 4 meters at their deepest points, which is perfect for pike fly fishing. I tend to like to fish for pike fly fishing with an intermediate line. It works the best.
Okay, but shall we also carry a deep, fast sinking line too?
I would also bring one. It is very handy to have an intermediate and a quick sink line, so you can change over, because on certain days pike, they prefer to sit on the bottom. So to have a quick sink which will float, or should I say sink directly to the bottom, it tends to work better.
And is there any topwater action too?
You'll get a lot of topwater action, but most of the topwater action that I have seen in my experience is always around the border area. So if you look, example of this lake here, you have a lot of reeds and a lot of, there's not so many lily pads because the water has started to come up. We are in the October part of the year here at the minute. But pike love to nestle themselves directly in beside the reeds, in beside all of the lily pads. And with the pike fly, because the fly makes no noise, unlike your conventional lures, which when they hit the water, they make noise, I reckon it frightens the fish a lot. So with the fly, you can nestle it nicely in beside some reeds, beside some lily pads. And because it's only one hook, you're not getting caught like your lures. So sometimes some of the bigger fish, they like to sit just in the shallows. And when you drop your fly in, usually on the first strip or the second strip, you will straight away into a fish. So it's quite exciting. So you'll get some surface action. I have seen many times where the fish, you will see the water just, it'll surge towards the fly, and it's yes. So it's quite exciting,
What's the best time for fishing in the year?
In my opinion, the best time for fishing is not the nicest time of the year for fishing. I prefer to go after the big fish. January, February, the end of January to the kind of February, March, just before the fish come on the spawn. That is when the big fish are out. But in Ireland, we are very lucky because of our sporadic climate. We have a lot of rainfall. We have a lot of cold days. So it is perfect conditions for pike fishing. So we can get really good pike fishing all through the summer as well as all through the year because we have so much rain. It's a very how to say, moist-driven climate. There's a lot of rain.
And so you can fish also in summer the shallows?
Oh yeah. That is where the float tubes are the best. This time of the year, the temperature of the water, it usually falls from about 12-13 degrees down to about 7 to 8 degrees.
Right now in fall?
Yeah, in October. This time of the year, the temperature is falling quite fast. We're very lucky at the minute in October that the weather is so nice. But your temperatures in the water would be going from 12, 13, 14 degrees right down to about 7, 8 degrees, which is perfect pike temperatures. Pike like to operate at their, in my opinion, at their best capabilities around 7, 8 degrees. They like to feed quite aggressively in this. The summertime with the temperatures at 12, 13 degrees, They will still move quite a lot, but they will give up a lot quicker. Fishing wise, you will not get as much of a fight because the oxygen levels with the temperature, it kind of stops the pike from fighting as aggressively. But October, this time of the year is very good for pike fishing, especially in this region.
And what kind of rod do you personally?
Personally myself, I use a brand of fly rod called Sonic. It's a very good rod. It's very durable. I've caught many big fish on it. With the float tubing, we move to a lot of lakes very quickly. I like to fish 2 to 3 lakes every day. So my rod is getting put into the van, it's getting taken out. It's a good durable rod. I use an 8-weight rod. I use a matching reel for that with a 9-weight line on it. Today I'm fishing with an intermediate line. I find the 8-weight very good because unlike a 10-weight, there's not as much movement. It is easier for casting with a 10. You can get your fly out with the heavy flies, but I find when you have a nice fish on with the 8-weight, it's quite a good bit of fun because you're
fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm big about the fun.
The 9-weight line you use for getting more weight for shorter distance to cast faster?
Yes.
Or?
Yes, that is the reason I use a 9-weight on my 8-weight rod, is to help basically pull. Instead of having a 10-weight rod to do the work for me, I use my line which pulls the fly out easier.
Okay.
Onto that I put between 1 to 1.5 meters of a leader. And obviously connecting, it is very important with pike fly fishing to use a trace. You should never ever connect your fly directly to your leader without your trace, because pike, as you know, there's a little rise just out there. Pike, as you know, they have very razor sharp teeth. They have incised teeth, so the minute they connect onto your fly, they will very aggressively wrangle at the fly, and they will always cut off the fly, which will leave it in their mouths, and will inevitably it'll stop their process of feeding, and it could lead to the death of the pike, which is a no-go. I do not promote any of that.
And you use a wire trace or something like hard mono?
No, I use a wire trace. I prefer, because with the snap-on swivels, I'm able to change my flies quite quickly instead of having to retie all of the time.
Yeah.
So
that's more easy.
Yeah, it's better when I'm out with groups guiding, because I don't have a lot of time myself to be constantly looking after my own fishing. So it is that's what I try to show anyone that I'm coming out with. These are probably the best operations to have.
And the leader itself, what do you use?
I use a 30-pound test strain of carbon mono. It's basically just a 30-pound mono leader is what I use.
Just one length in the same size?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in between 1 to 1.5 meters in length.
Yeah. And a very important question, what kind of flies do you like?
What kind of flies? Flies are like pike, they change every day. I prefer using, I like to use naturals a lot, natural patterns of flies. Our lakes here in Cavan especially are full of perch, they're full of roach, they're full of bream. So I like to, I like to copy them images. I would prefer, I prefer perch patterns a lot. I find that pike feed quite aggressively on perch. It's probably because there's a big chase of them. But perch patterns would be my favourite. Now, on some days I will throw on flies, multicoloured flies, just to see how it happens. And in my opinion, if you manage to cast a fly in close enough to a pike, the pike will go for it. It doesn't matter what colour it is. But in past experience, orange, white, red, black does work actually very well on the duller days. Them colours, pink also, pink with a white pattern can work very, very well.
Okay. Yeah, Donald, so I think we shall try.
I think I think we need to go fish now and catch some fish.
So, good luck.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
We'll talk to you again.